Well, number 5 of the trends, the scriptures tell us there's going to be an explosion of global pandemics. For nation will rise against nation, kingdom against kingdom, and there will be famines and pestilences. That's pandemics. That's global sickness. When I was teaching, I'm headed right after this to Florida, do the same course down in the Florida BI. When I was there last year, I put this headline up for him because on March 2nd, 2023, a man in Tampa, Florida, went to his sink, got water, who would snort water up their nose? He did, and he got Naegleria fowleri. It's called the brain-eating amoeba. Its lethality, that's how deadly it is 97%. Wow. Now, this is much more recent. This is Easter weekend. This is April 3rd. Bird flu researchers sound the alarm. New pandemic could be 100 times worse than COVID. It's true. It's the avian influenza. And right now, the latest bird flu is going into our dairy cows and into our chickens. In fact, I told Bonnie, I read her the headline, 2 days ago, that largest egg company in Texas killed 2 million laying hens. They killed them that day, and it's gross what they do. They kill them, they take them outside, and they burn them because they're trying to stop the avian virus. But what happened is, why it made the news is, it transferred following an American patient experiencing the first case of bird flu, the first case in the world, in history, of the bird flu being transmitted from a mammal to a human. The White House said they're monitoring the situation. Great. I know what's going to happen already. It's just going to get bigger, more lethal, wider, more virulent, the pathogens. Here's a history of all pandemics, going from the Antonine, the Roman emperor, all the way through the plague of Justinian, the Japanese smallpox, all of them. And the bigger the little pathogen there, the more people died. And here it goes all the way down, to the Spanish flu. You've all heard of that. HIV, you've all heard of AIDS and HIV. 25 to 35 million have died of that. Swine flu, SARS, Ebola. Look, I added this just for you to see. This is the total death toll from 2020 to 2024. 1.1 million have died of COVID. And so cholera, Hong Kong flu of 68, Russian flu of 1889, Asian flu of 57, right there. COVID was a member of the global plague club. Now look at this. There is Black Death, bubonic plague. 200 times more people died of that than of COVID. And here's smallpox, Spanish flu, Justinian's plague. Guess what? The tribulation death toll just in chapter 6 is going to be 4,000 times COVID's deaths. 20 times Black Death. Unbelievable numbers. Okay, how about the global explosion of digital money and global tracking? Now, you all know what it says in Revelation 13. He, the Antichrist, causes all, both small and great, rich and poor, free and slave, to receive a mark on their right hand or their forehead. And you know what? What everybody gets all worked up on? Is it a barcode? Is it an implanted chip? What is it? The purpose of prophecy is not for us to figure out the mechanics of it. The prophets that wrote it down couldn't even figure out what was happening. What we should step back is look at what it's saying here. No one can buy or sell except the one who has the mark of the name of the beast or the number. Now that should ring a bell. Digital numeric money? What is that? When this was written, money was grain or oil or gold or salt or slaves or fabric. It was commodity driven. Money is not commodity driven anymore. In fact, what is Warren Buffett, one of the greatest investors in American history, Buffett, the sage of Omaha, he's called. He says commodities are barbaric relics. New money is digital. There is no paper money to match the amount of volume of wealth the $100 trillion of wealth in our world. But you know what it says here? You can't buy or sell without a number. Bonnie and I were speaking recently in Chiang Mai, Thailand. And I was going to the airport. I'd just spoken to all those doctors. I had the rental car. I was putting gas. I was fiddling with and putting my card in. And as I was trying to put the gas in, my phone went ping, ping. And I looked down, and it said, someone is using your credit card in Southeast Asia. If this is you, type Y, text Y. If it's not you, text N, and we'll stop your card's use. And I looked up, and there on top of that, we were so far out, jungly, whatever, was a little satellite dish. And I had poked my credit card in the gas pump, and it went up to one of those satellites and went to the headquarters for all charging clearinghouse, which happens to be in Omaha, Nebraska also. And it checked my account, and it wasn't sure it was me, but it did know where my phone was. So in a millisecond, it sent a text to me asking me if I was using my card in Chiang Mai or not. And I'm not a high target. When Satan is running the world, you will not be able to buy gas or food or even unlock your electronic door without subscribing to him. That's total global digital tracking. I like this. This is a new satellite coming. New satellite capable of spying on your every move is set to launch in 2025. The satellite created by startup company Albedo is so high quality it can zoom in on people or license plates from space. Of course, raising privacy concerns among experts who say it's going to make a big brother state watching us. Albedo claims the satellite won't have facial recognition software, and it doesn't mention whether it will refrain from imaging people or protecting their privacy. Aren't you comforted by them, what they aren't saying they're going to do? This is one private satellite. This is not even a military satellite. This is a commercial satellite for people to keep track of things they want to keep track of. Wow. No one may buy or sell except one who has the mark or the name of the beast or the number of his name. God promised that 2,000 years ago. Did you catch? You're living with all of these things happening. No other generation has been alive on earth that had these first 6 that I've shown you.